If you're not using AI in your business, where have you been? Just kidding. Here's the good news. It is never too late to start using AI in your business, in your life, in your health, basically in all facets of life. It is here. It is your secret weapon. It is going to make you stronger, faster, work smarter, and gain you back time to do more things that you actually love doing. I cannot imagine that you actually like scrolling through a million emails every morning. There's no way. And there's no way you have enough time. When I see screenshots of some people's phones and I see like 200 notifications in their emails, or there's 50 in their text messages, oh my God, this makes me have goosebumps because I like to see things clear, right? I don't want to see that there are 30, 50, 100 unread emails. So, how are we going to help you today? Oh, I've got some great tips and strategies. We are going to have a tactical, practical episode today on AI and how it is changing the way we do business, but how it will likely drive your next bold move forward. So I've got a whole bunch of sections that we're going to talk about. I'm going to give you some ideas on how I have been using AI. As you may know, I wrote a book called AI Secrets for Unstoppable Business Success and Life Hacks. It's done really well. And the reason it's done well is because there are many people out there, maybe just like you, who know that AI is out there. You're not really sure if it's a good thing or a bad thing. You really don't know how to use it in your business. Like, where do you even start? That's what I'm going to help you work through today. Where do you start using AI in your business? Because I'm telling you, once you start using some of these tools that I help you with today, everything is going to change. You will be shocked. So let's talk about traditional versus AI-driven business. So think about how much time you typically spend on repetitive tasks, managing emails, scheduling content for social media. Never even mind scheduling content. What about creating the content that you are expected to put out as a business, an entrepreneur, maybe the leader of an organization? Maybe you are creating a startup business, and it's really important that you get that branding out there and you come out fast and furious. But where are those ideas going to come from? What if you don't have a huge startup budget to hire a branding company? What if you don't have a huge budget for a marketing manager, a social media content manager? You don't even need to have most of those these days if you are still small and you are growing and scaling. What AI is going to do is it's going to take most of that off of your plate for you. So let's begin. When my emails started driving me insane and, waking up and I'm looking at like 55 emails on this inbox, and under this account there were another 20 emails, and then there were like 15 newsletters, but everything was all together. I could not see that every morning when I woke up. It was way too much to filter through. So I really like Spark email, and it is AI driven. So what it does is it sorts my emails for me before I even look at them. It takes out the newsletters that I get and it puts them into a different folder. It takes out what it believes are spam emails, puts them separately. It will categorize emails that if I deem a person is a priority sender, right? It's someone who I'm in contact with very often. It will put those separately. So now I gain back control of my email box, and I can choose which emails I'm going to look at and which I need to look at right away. The other beauty of this app, which I love, is I can actually schedule a reminder to look at that email again later on in the day, an hour from now, tomorrow morning, which is phenomenal because let's say I'm driving on the road. It's an email that I really do need to respond to. So I could respond via AI. AI could reply for me. Or I can actually just set the timer and it will remind me again at 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. And that email will come back up fresh in my box. It's brilliant. And there are so many other things that it does. I don't want to get into each one of these in a lot of detail, but I do want to show you that life could become so much easier for you. You just need to take the time. And when I say time, I'm talking about like maybe 10 minutes to figure out how the platform works. So learning a new platform for 10 minutes, that will save you hours a week of sorting through emails, is what I call a return on your investment, 100%. So that's that. Social media, many of you see the short clips that are created for Reels or for TikTok or for Facebook Reels. That's actually an AI app that will do that for you. So you just upload any video that you've created, and this platform, this tool, will cut it up into 1-minute segments, 30-second segments for you and put the captions in. It's brilliant. Do you know how much you would have to pay a video editor to do that for you? And I'm sure many of you have paid that amount of money. This is something that I throw in a video I've done. For example, this podcast episode, I upload it into this tool. It chops it up for me. I go ahead and I start working on other things. I get an email saying it's all ready for you. And there are about 18 different reels that are ready for me. And then I pick and choose what it is that I want. And you can even go in and edit the content within those reels super easily. So just before we keep moving on, if you would like a copy of a list of apps that I've been using in my business, because I really don't want to be name dropping throughout this whole podcast episode, but if you would like a list, send me a message, like write a comment on the podcast platform, or find me on social media, Katharine Loucaidou Coaching, or on this YouTube. If you're watching YouTube, just write a comment below. I would love that list and I will send that off to you. Just make sure you send me your email. So let's keep going. How is it that solopreneurs and small business owners can make bold moves using AI? Okay, so I've given you a couple of options on how to make life easier for you, but here's the thing, as an entrepreneur, as a solopreneur, as a startup business, you are wearing so many hats. You have so many responsibilities, don't you? Like, have you ever felt overwhelmed with the amount of things that you have to get done in your day? You're trying to be everywhere at once. You have people constantly texting you, emailing you, but you also have work you got to get done. So this is where I use ChatGPT, and I also use a social media content scheduler, and I will schedule simple posts that I know that I want to put out for the following week. So maybe they're a tip, maybe they're a strategy, maybe it's a reel that I've created earlier, maybe it's a quote that I want to put out, but I can go ahead, I can get ChatGPT to help me create the content that I want to put out for the following week. And then I can go ahead, I can schedule it Monday at 8 a.m., Tuesday at 7 a.m., whatever time I want. This cuts down the time that I need to spend every day thinking about what it is that I want to post that day. So depending on what industry you're in, whether you are in online coaching, whether you are a real estate agent, a mortgage agent, whether you are the leader of an organization, a manager, and you want to put out content on behalf of your company, whatever it is, if you can take some time, 1 hour a week, and you just sit back, go on to ChatGPT, treat ChatGPT like a team member. So here's what I mean, and this is really important. So I'd like you to get out a piece of paper or make a note on your phone. The way to talk to ChatGPT is as if they are a team member. So if I were to approach you and I was going to ask you to help me create content for my business, okay? We haven't really spoken about my business before, but I approach you and I say to you, create me 5 social media posts for my business this week. Where do you begin? If you don't know what I do and you don't know what feeling that I want to create, if you don't know, do I want it to be an authoritative post? Do I want it to be like, how is someone going to get into your head to create these posts that you're actually going to like? This is actually the way that we need to speak to ChatGPT. So when I say pretend it's like a team member, you would need to give more details, right? So you would say to your team member, I'm a coach and I coach people on helping them make their next best decision. I help coach people on AI and how it will enhance their business, help their business. I'm a real estate coach. I help agents increase their production. I help agents communicate better with their clients. Whatever it is that you are, you say to ChatGPT, I am this, as you would speak to another person. And the kind of posts that I want to create are strategies and tips. I'd like to create some quotes for inspiration, for motivation. And the more details you give a person when you're asking them to do something for you, the better the results are, right? If you had an assistant and you just said to that assistant, go make me some social media posts, do you think that you're going to receive back a good result? Maybe if they're highly exceptional and highly creative and you really don't care what those social media posts look like, yes, it's possible that they will create the ultimate social media posts. You will post them and you don't really care. That's not how I see social media. So let me tell you how I view social media. Social media is as if you are standing on a stage in front of 5,000 people and you are sharing your message with them every time you post. Isn't that an important message? Is that something that you just want to hand off to someone else to create for you? Would you hand off a speech that you're going to give to 5,000 people, your network, for example, on Facebook or Instagram, and you don't know what's being written? You don't have a certain voice that you want it to sound like you? That's how I see social media. It is an extension of who I am, and it is an extension of the messaging I want to tell the public. So when we're using AI or ChatGPT, the more details that we can provide in the prompt that we're asking it to help us, the better answer that we're going to get. So let me give you an example. We have the choice of going into ChatGPT and saying, create some content for my social media this coming week. Okay, it's very vague. It doesn't tell ChatGPT what we're looking for, what kind of content. Is it inspirational? Is it motivational? Is it value-based? Are you going to give tips and strategies? And then now here's another example. What if you said it like this? Create a content plan for Instagram that engages entrepreneurs and with posts that are designed to inspire action, provide tips for scaling their business, include videos, video ideas, carousel posts, captions. Now, guess what you're going to get back? A variety of posts with different types of content. If you're a real estate agent and you can go into ChatGPT and tell ChatGPT, I am a real estate agent, and if you want area specific types of posts, I am a real estate agent in South Carolina. And I would like you to help me create content that will inspire people to move to South Carolina. And then you go on from there as if you're talking to a person. So this is one of the biggest mindset shifts that's really important when working with AI, is to speak to it as if it is a person that you are instructing, that you want help with something that you're doing. Just like you would give an assistant specific direction, you will do the exact same in ChatGPT, and you will be shocked at the type of responses you start to get back now. And I'd love for you to practice this. Like, go ahead, go on today and try what I'm telling you. You don't need this very scientific prompt to go on to ChatGPT today. Just pull up the version that you've got and type in as if you're speaking to a person, give lots of details about who you are. Who do you want ChatGPT to be, right? This is really important. Do you want them to be a social media content creator? Do you want them to be a strategic analyst of your business? Maybe you don't really know where your gaps in your business are. I mean, obviously, you would hire me as a coach if you wanted to learn, but in between there, this is how AI will help you, particularly using ChatGPT. So that's one way. I created in my coaching program what I call the heart method. And when I'm helping people create a mindset shift, when it's time to make a bold move, because let me tell you, does this resonate where you know you need to make a change? You know you want a change in your life. You really, like, you are craving maybe a new challenge. You are craving something new, something that will bring you back your spark. Maybe you have felt stuck. Maybe you have just come to this plateau in your business and you're not really sure where to go from here. That's what I coach people on. So I created what is called the Heart Method framework, where H stands for holistic awareness. So let's get some clarity, right, on what's going on. Then we talk about emotional grit. And what emotional grit is getting rid of self-doubt, fear of making unknown decisions. So a decision you've never really made before, really tough decision making. All of that is part of emotional grit, because you need to be able to stand by the decision that you're making. But how do you get to that point where you feel confident enough? That's what I help you do. We talk about actionable strategies. So actually implementing all of these things now to move forward on this new bold decision that you're making. Bold move. You know, for me, my bold move was after having multiple heart attacks, triple bypass surgery, a minor stroke, sitting back and 4 months later, turning around and saying, okay, guess what? I'm done. There's no more pity party. Like, I'm going to move forward and we're going to create a business. Not only am I going to teach, but I'm going to create a business that I'm going to start from the ground up in a foreign country. And it went from there. So there needs to be some confidence behind your decision. You got to really know what it is you want to do. And sometimes we don't really know what that is, right? Sometimes we sit around and we're thinking like, I don't know what my next move should be. I kind of have a feeling like I know what I would like it to be, but I don't know if it's viable. I don't know if I should do it. I don't know, like, there's going to be a lot of people who don't agree with it. We work through all of that to get complete clarity on the other end of it. We talk about resilience, business building, and transformative growth. So, how do you come out the other end completely joyful, confident, and you are so ready that we now work together on your next bold move? So, this is where AI comes in throughout the process, because the biggest hurdle I see with people and AI is their fear of losing control or feeling overwhelmed by a new technology. But that's why I created the heart method, because if you can walk through the various steps that come into this and understand, okay, well, why would I use AI? Well, because it's going to make my life easier. Okay, so now what are the tools that I should use? Well, first we have to figure out, where do you need the most help? I knew that I didn't like the way my email box looked, so I looked for an AI solution. I knew that I really wanted a brainstorming partner, but someone who really understood sort of the inner thinking and the inner thoughts going on and what my goals were and what my targets are. And I found that in ChatGPT. So when I needed video editing help, but quickly, right? Like I have a video editor, but if I wanted someone now and help me make some reels now, right? Because we're in a now culture. I found a solution for that too in AI. So this is the idea, is know what problem you want to solve, and then you find that AI tool to help you. So we're not actually feeling overwhelmed anymore. Now it's this challenge. What's going to help me make my life easier? Because let me tell you, there is a solution for every single business problem you have right now. There is a solution for every single one of them. And that's also how I help my coaching clients, is I help them problem solve their issues. Let me help you make your business run better, smoother, faster. So let's go on to how to communicate with AI to get big impact in your business. We want practical, relatable advice, right? So here we go. I'm going to help you explain some of these prompts. So if I want to brainstorm content ideas or blog post ideas, or you want to send an email out to your clients, you want to say something like, okay, so here's what you don't want to say. Help me create an email to send to my clients about this subject. Do you want that email to sound knowledgeable? Do you want it to sound professional? Do you want it to be casual? Do you want it to sound conversational? Do you want it to be funny? Do you want it to include examples? Do you want it to include a testimonial from a previous client? Do you want to give a list of the 3 top things? Do you see where I'm getting at? If we give a vague prompt to ChatGPT, it will respond with a vague answer and go off on its own tangent of what it thinks you're asking. Whereas if you just took an extra 1 minute and thought about, well, actually what I'm looking for are 5 blog post ideas for entrepreneurs on how to scale their business with AI, and I'd like an engaging headline. I'd like a hook that grabs them as soon as they read it. I'd like you to include statistics and some research. Do you see what we've just done now? And maybe throw in some bullet points for me. Now you're that much closer to creating content rather than having to rework and get frustrated with ChatGPT, now you have this perfect way of communicating, which is with details as you would any other person you would be working with. The other thing that it can do is actually help you create the content that you need for your business. So, apart from social media posts, you can go in and you can ask it to brainstorm, for example, 5 Instagram reels for an entrepreneur looking um, to gain more prospects in business. If you're in real estate, you're looking for more buyers, then give that prompt to ChatGPT. Give me 5 Instagram reel ideas that I can use as a real estate agent to attract buyers in the fall season of 2024, for example. The tone should be motivational. It should focus on actionable tips, specific highlights of the area, and whatever. So I think you're getting the idea now that the more details you can provide, the better your answer will be. And isn't that just how life is, right? So, how can AI support you in your next bold move in your personal life and personal growth? So, how would you use AI for personal growth? This is a really interesting topic. So, I personally use the health app on my iWatch religiously. And yes, it's AI. So it tracks my steps, it tracks my heart rate. I can check my blood pressure with my watch. It will give me reminders of when to stand up. Before, when I wasn't automatically drinking a lot of water, it was measuring my water and like it was able to remind me it's time to drink a glass of water. It's time to, whatever the key is. I even have a mindful app on there where every hour it says, it's time to breathe. It's time to pause and take a deep breath. I know that this might sound ridiculous, but let me tell you, as a person who can get really engaged in what I'm doing, or sitting at the computer too long, or maybe you are working through an issue with a client and you didn't even realize you've literally been holding your breath during this conversation that possibly is a little challenging with a client. And you look over on your phone and your phone says, hey, it's time to take a moment to breathe. You hang up that phone and you're like, you know what? You're right. I need to take a moment to breathe. All of these things will add to your health, will add to your longevity, will make you healthier. So this is how I have started using, not started, I've actually been using this for years in all of the health app and so on. The way that you can use, for example, ChatGPT to help you in your personal growth, maybe you're going through something right now that feels it's tough and you feel like you're challenged, you are feeling stressed. Maybe it's a situation that you really aren't sure how to work out. You can go into ChatGPT and say, provide me with 3 reflective questions that will help me evaluate my personal growth this month, focusing on mindset and my health goals. So that's a very vague prompt. If you actually purchase the pro version of ChatGPT, which is ChatGPT 4.0 or 4.0, for $20. And I'm not any way affiliated with ChatGPT, but I'll tell you, the beauty of the paid $20 version is that it remembers everything. Like you can go in, you can program like I have everything about you. You can program milestones that you have accomplished. You can program what your job is, what the voice that you want your posts to be in. You can program what words you want it to use or don't want it to use. But the beauty in having it remember everything is that when you go in and you say, I'd really love to evaluate how my last month has been. Can you go through the last month of posts and chats that we've had together and tell me what feeling you get? I've done this. I have actually done this because I was really torn with some content that I was creating, and it really just didn't feel like me. And I don't like when I'm putting out content that isn't me, because that's just, I don't know, it's almost like fraud, right? Like it's like I'm putting on a face, and I don't ever want to do that. I just really want to be authentic in what I do. So I was feeling uneasy about some of these posts, and I actually went back in. I said, I'd like you to review the posts that we've created together over the last month. And I would like you to be critical and tell me if there's any pattern you see in the way that I'm approaching this. And it will be brutally honest with you, and it will tell you whether it thinks that you're in the direction that you said you wanted to be or not. So it is powerful. AI is powerful when you're using it the right way and when you're using it at all in your business. And this is why I am a huge AI proponent. I do talk about, the negative parts of it in my book. And if you would like, I've actually created an entire ChatGPT prompt guide for entrepreneurs, 14 pages or 13 pages of prompts for every part of your business. It is one of the free bonuses in my book, AI Secrets for Unstoppable Business and Life Hacks, which I will put a link at the bottom of this podcast for you. This guide, it will be your Bible, right? Like if you're looking to analyze the last year of your business, like you don't even know if you're going in the right direction with your business. And it does not matter what industry you're in. If you're in real estate, you want to know whether you're going in the right direction. Are you even speaking to the right audience? Are you working with the people who you actually want to work with? It will help you analyze that. And if you are not wanting to do any of this with ChatGPT, or you really want some help, so this is where my coaching comes in, because it is all encompassing. As you can see, I am very familiar with all of these things that I teach because I use them every day. And I have seen the results and the gains that I have created with them, right? My master's degree is not only in English and communication, but it's in educational technology. So I have been involved in technology for years and years and years, which most people don't know. But it has always been close to my heart because I knew the power of it. And I know how well our minds can adapt to new technology and how much easier life will be with it. And so many people think, well, will it replace me? Well, it'll replace you if you choose not to learn how to use it. Yes. But it won't replace people who are using AI, because we always need the emotional intelligence of a human being. We always need the creativity of a human being. Human beings are highly creative, intuitively, whereas AI is not. So we need people that have all of those qualities. So here's my challenge to you. Okay, we're always going to have a little challenge at the end of these episodes. Here's my challenge to you. I would like you to pick one task in actually, let's call it two, one in your business and one in your personal or health life. And I want you to find an AI tool that will streamline it for you so that you start to get enhanced results in everything that you do. It's really important because we need to take one small step to see the beauty of all the good things that are out there if you start using it. And here is a really great prompt that I'm going to end with that will help you start streamlining some of your tasks that you are doing. So you're going to go into ChatGPT, you're going to tell ChatGPT who you are, what you do, and you're going to say, help me create an efficient weekly schedule that balances personal fitness, content creation, client meetings, emails, whatever it is that you want to be able to streamline. And I want you to prioritize time for creative work and my personal health goals. Please ask me any questions you need for clarity. And the reason I added that last piece at the end is because ChatGPT may not know what your health goals are. But if you tell it to ask you some questions, now it's going to have all the information for you. So at the end of the day, AI is more than just a tool. It's not a game. It is enabling us to make these beautiful, big, bold moves in our business and life. It is going to give you more clarity and focus in your vision so that you can move forward with more passion and more purpose and more joy. If you've been following me for a few years, you know I am all about feeling passionate about what I do, having a purpose, but being really clear about what is it that makes me happy? What is it that brings me joy? And before you say to yourself, but that's a little bit selfish. No, what's selfish is not taking care of yourself first so that you can take care of everyone else around you. Because if you do not feel joy and happiness, guess what? People feel that around you. And so you will be spreading the opposite. And the opposite effect will also be created. You will be surrounded by people who are victims, who are unhappy, who basically whine about their problems. Whereas when you create the sense of courage, clarity, happiness, and joy, that is going to create a ripple effect around you. I promise you. So I do hope you will get my book, AI Secrets for Unstoppable Business Success and Life Hacks. It's on every Amazon store. It does have those 3 free bonuses with that ChatGPT guide, which I know you're going to find super helpful. And if you have bought my book, I have created those 3 new bonuses from what they were before. So go on in and check, scan the QR code. If you want help in making your next bold move, in getting through that next big decision that you have to make because you want to make a change in your life, this is what I do. And this is who I help coach. So reach out to me. I will have a link below here as well if you want to have a discovery call with me. I hope you have enjoyed this time together, and I have given you some practical, tactical tips today so that you really start to embrace AI. All right, everyone, I'll see you next week. Thanks for hanging out with me today on Mindset Medicine. Remember, every step you take toward building a resilient mindset and creating harmony in your life will get you closer to your dreams and that transformation that you've been looking for. If today's episode hit home for you, please subscribe, rate, and leave a review. Your feedback is our fuel. Spread the love. Share this podcast with friends and family. Tag me on Instagram at Katharine Loucaidou Coaching. And if you're looking for more tips and resources, head over to KatharineLoucaidouCoaching.com. Stay connected, stay inspired, and keep living your very best life with harmony and purpose. And until next time, my friends, live boldly with purpose.